Alright, let's look at the homework 11.3, problem number 9. Alright, so let's solve this differential equation here. Alright, so this is the first order linear equation, so I'm going to put it in the standard form. Alright, so I guess first I'm going to distribute this guy to each term. We will get the, right, so it's a 0.5 times 100. And a minus 0.5 s plus 0.5 t. Right? So I'm going to move this s term over to the other side. Right? So I'm going to add 0.5 s. Right? So we have ds over dt plus 0.5 s is equal to, alright, so both of these terms have 0.5, so I'm going to just pull that out. And then you have a 100 plus t. Alright, so we can identify p, so p is just going to be constant, which is nice. And the q is this whole right hand side. Right? So let's find the integrating factor. Alright, so u is equal to e to the integral of p is 0.5 dt. Alright, so you have e to the 0.5 or 1, we can probably, yeah, 0.5 t is fine, I guess. Alright, so we have that. Alright, so let's find s from here. So s is going to be, I'm going to probably stop here, s is going to be equal to 1 over u, integrating factor, so e to the 0.5 t, integral, right? And the q is 0.5, so I'm going to put 0.5 outside. So you have 100 plus t times integrating factor is e to the 0.5 t, right? So with respect to t, right? So we have to use the integration by parts. Right, I'm going to take the derivative of this guy, we get 1. I'm going to take the antiderivative of this guy, you get e to the 0.5 t over 0.5, right? So we get this, right? So we have 0.5 over e to the 0.5 t is still there, right? Then we have, I'm going to just put a bracket there, right? So we multiply these, so we have 100 plus t over 0.5 e to the 0.5 t minus integral. Right, this times that, so we have e to the 0.5 t over 0.5 dt. Right, so good thing is, so we have 0.5 on top and the 0.5 on the bottom here and the bottom there. They both cancel out, so it looks nice here. All right, then we have here. Alright, and I'm going to actually go ahead and cancel those. So e to the 0.5 t on the bottom, on top, so they cancel out. So you end up with simply 100, let's see if I can write it, 100 plus t, right, minus, antiderivative of that is e to the 0.5 t over 0.5 again, and then multiply by e to the 0.5 t, actually divide by, so it's going to be canceled too. So maybe I'm getting confused here. Right, so I'm going to write it this way. Right, so we still have 1 over e to the 0.5t. That comes from here, from the front. And then antiderivative is e to the 0.5t over 0.5 plus some constant c. Right, so we got that. Alright, then we can simplify this a little bit further here. Alright, so this is going to be 100 plus t minus, they cancel out, so 1 over 0.5 is 1 over 0.5 is 2. Right, and then you have a minus c over, or maybe I write it as a c e to the negative 0.5t. Alright, so we got that. Alright, then we can just simplify this a little further here. So you have a combined 100 minus 2 is 98, and plus t minus c e to the negative 0.5t. Alright, then we have, let's say, another condition. Say it says that, let's see, when t equals 0, s is 0. So we can use s of 0 when t equals 0. Plug in 0, so you have a 98 minus c e to the 0 is 1. So this has to be equal to 0. Right, so we know that this means that, let's say, adding c, 98 is c value. Right, so we have, so therefore s of t is equal to 98 plus t minus 98 e to the negative 0.5t. Right, or we can actually write it as, I'm going to put t by itself, then I'm going to combine, so both of these guys have 98, so I'm going to pull 98 out, 1 minus e to the negative 0.5t. Right, so we found that. Alright, so let's type it in. Alright, so s of t, we found that to be t plus 98 1 minus e to the negative 0.5t. Alright, so let's check the answer. Alright, I came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, so we just need to find s of 1 and s of 6. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so s of 1 is simply plugging 1 for t, so it's going to be 1 plus 98, and then you have a 1 minus e to the negative 0.5. Right, so let's find this value, 2 decimal places. Right, I'm going to bring out a calculator. All right, so we have 1 plus 98 times 1 minus e to the, let's see, where is that? So e to the negative 0.5, right? And then parentheses, right? So it's 39.56. So 39.56. Right, so let's type it in. 39.56. Right, and let's do s of 6. Right, so it's the same thing. I just replace 1 by 6. So it's a 6 plus 98 times 1 minus e to the negative 0.5 times 6 is going to be minus 3. Right, so let's compute that. So we want the 6 plus 98 times 1 minus e to the negative 3. Right, hit enter. So it's a 99.12. 99.12. Alright, so let's type it in. Right, 99.12. Alright, so let's check the answer. Alright, it came back and looks like we got S1 and S6 correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.